Hi everyone, this is Brandy on location at the Ponce de Leon's Fountain of Youth in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida. And today we're going to read The Rocket's Red Glare, written by Peter Alderman, illustrated by Bea Moritz, celebrating the history of the Star Spangled Banner. Are you ready? Let's get started. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light, an uneasy stillness hung in the quiet morning air. Then the loud thunder of cannon shook the bay. The British guns splashed rays of light into the awakening sky. The assault on Fort Mchenry had begun. The U.S. flag waved proudly now, but would it still be there the next morning? Here's the flag. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming. Mr. Key and his companions braced for the worst and hoped for the best as they watched Fort Mchenry being attacked. The American flag, the pride of its countrymen, rippled boldly amidst clouds of smoke and the blast of cannons, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight. The shelling lasted all through the day and into the night. The British fired over 1,500 rounds at the fort. The assault was merciless, but there was still hope. Mr. Key and his friends could still see the stars and stripes flying bravely over Fort Mchenry. You know, they do a cannon firing here at the Fountain of Youth. It's extremely loud. Or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. They gazed at the fort's defensive walls, or ramparts, as the shelling rained down. The flag amidst the smoke was gallantly streaming. Could the soldiers of Fort Mchenry survive such a pounding? Would the Admiral's words be true? Would they not see the flag at dawn? Uh-oh. It's like it's taking a beating, doesn't it? And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air. All through the night, rockets burst in the air, and bombs exploded with red blasts that lit up the sky. Then as morning broke, the shelling finally subsided. A calm spread across Chesapeake Bay. Coils of smoke enveloped the sky. Even with field glasses, nothing could be seen. The stench of spent gunpowder wove in and out of their heads. Finally, the smoke cleared enough to answer their question. Had the United States held its ground? What do you think? Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. The U.S. flag waved proudly over Fort Mchenry. Mr. Key was filled with inspiration, for the flag was still there. In fact, an even bigger and brighter set of stars and stripes was flying proudly in the sky. The fort's commander, Major George Armistead, had ordered the storm flag, which was flying at the time of the attack, be replaced by the bigger garrison flag, proclaiming boldly and triumphantly that the United States had persevered. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Bursting with pride, Mr. Key exclaimed, "Oh, say, can you see?" He pulled an envelope from his pocket and wrote down those first words to what would become our national anthem. The British ships slinked out of the bay. As he watched them retreat, Mr. Key continued writing, amazed that after such a hail of rockets, he could still see the Star-Spangled Banner yet wave. Or the land of the free and the home of the brave? Their boat headed back to shore. Mr. Key kept writing. They were safe, and the fort had survived a monumental barrage of cannonballs. Mr. Key was overwhelmed with pride. He completed the first stanza of the poem in the boat, even before reaching shore. Mr. Key found that his brother-in-law, Judge Nicholson, survived the battle. Mr. Key shared his poem with his brother-in-law, who was overwhelmed with inspiration. Judge Nicholson had the poem printed by a young apprentice named Samuel Sands. It was entitled The Defense of Fort Mchenry and distributed throughout Baltimore. An actor, Ferdinand Durang, put the poem to music, and the city exploded with enthusiasm. However, It wasn't until Baltimore newspapers printed the lyrics with the instructions to have it sung to the tune of "To Anacreon in Heaven," a popular English pub song, that it was shaped into its current version. Look, see, there's his writing. Mr. Key probably never imagined that his feelings of patriotism, written on an envelope in the choppy waters of the Chesapeake Bay, would serve as inspiration to all Americans. The first scrawls of that song Mr. Key wrote, as well as the hand-sewn flag that flew that day, remain symbols of pride and freedom, and every year inspire thousands of visitors who come to see them in Maryland and the Smithsonian National Museum of American History in Washington, D.C. Mr. Key's song is about freedom and overcoming insurmountable odds. It is a song about bravery and sacrifice. It is a song that pays tribute to the flag and all the men and women who died to make us free. It is a song for the people. It is America's song. It is our national anthem. Now, that was the Rocket's Red Glare. And I read that not in Fort Mchenry, but at the Fountain of Youth. This is claimed by many to be one of America's first permanent settlements. And, you know, places like this and songs like this, they endure. So I hope you enjoyed that, The Rocket's Red Glare, written by Peter Alderman and illustrated by Bea Moritz. I sure did. And I'll see you later.